Hey YouTube, it's Lakita. Back with another story of how my journey is going in Atlanta. Well, I have a specific story I want to tell y'all, and it's pertaining to how God has just been like, you know, if you've been watching any of my videos, you've been knowing like some of the challenges that I've been going through, some of the hardships, but in the midst of the challenges, you should know like I've been going through a lot of deep healing. God has been showing me a lot of things about myself, working through me, and I know that there's a bigger purpose in this. But I have a specific story that I want to tell you guys that God has just blessed me in the midst of my struggles of trying to like pursue my dreams and do a lot of things while I'm here in Atlanta. So one of the things I think you guys should know, like that I've told y'all, that I'm going through like bankruptcy. I'm having a lot of like financial difficulties and things like that, but God has been like, I'm talking about my rent stays paid every month, all my bills that I have. And keep in mind, if you've been following me, I still have like bills and things like that from Milwaukee, where my hometown is. And so I have a story. So basically, when I first got here to Atlanta, a lot of the ways that I was like being able to like keep up with my bills and still do a lot of things was through credit cards. But then I had and these were like the last of my credit cards. I had already accumulated a lot of debt when I was in Milwaukee through building my salon. And so you know, once I had got to that point where I'm like, okay, it's time for me to get up and go, I just kind of decided to like take a leap of faith and just use what I had to get by. So then at some point, I had to decide to file bankruptcy. So I don't have any credit cards. I'm just really living off of whatever I earn when I'm working. And so there was a point where like I really didn't know how my rent would get paid. Like literally, I'm like going to work, I'm working, I am getting clients and things like that. I'm making it work, but I truly believe that coming to Atlanta, God is telling me to surrender. God is telling me to let go and surrender to the higher power. And so I'm constantly being put in these positions to have to surrender and trust God, because I cannot be in control. Like literally, there's nothing I could do. I can't control if a client books me or not. You know, I can't control. I can promote. I will, and I do promote. But at the end of the day, it's in God's hands. You know, and so. And then I could go look for a job and things like that. But to be honest, I don't think that's my calling. I don't think that that's what I came out here to do, right? So with that being said, I have this story where it was like a couple of days before my rent was due. Like literally, it was probably like I think it was like the 31st of a month. I don't remember which month it was, but I think it was either maybe September or October. And I just remember knowing, I don't know, now keep in mind my rent is like $1,400, okay? And at this point, I did not have a single dollar. It was over. I didn't know how I was going to get it, but I also remember not worrying about it. Like I didn't have the capacity to even worry about it. I was just like, God, you have me here for a reason. I trust you. I love you. You have always made a way. I am surrendering to you. I am letting you do the work. And in the midst of that, and the reason why I feel like, you know, because I know that God loves all his children, but I know that God fights for the ones who fight for themselves and believes in themselves. And what I can honestly say about me, and I can be confident, is that I do believe in myself. I will never give up on myself, and I always give praise to God. I always give that time to God, because I believe in building that relationship with God. And so when you focus on God and you put God first, God gives you the return, right? So with that being said, I just remember, not having the rent and not worrying about it. I did not stress. I just said, something's coming along. And so I remember getting someone had reached out to me for a consultation. So just a little small thing about me. I specialize in bridal hair. That's one of the things that I do as a hairstylist, is I do a lot of bridal hair. I love it. It's a big passion of mine, and I've invested a lot in my craft with it. So people will randomly, reach out to me if they want, if they're getting married and they want their hair done for their wedding. And so I had a lady who reached out to me. She was coming from New York, and she wanted her hair done for her wedding. She was coming to Atlanta to get married. And so we did a consultation virtually, and I let her know usually how my consultation goes. I ask them for all the details of how they want their hair and everything like that, and then I give them a quote. Most of the time, all I require is like $150 deposit to book me, but then whatever the balance is, and I'm gonna be real honest and upfront about everything so y'all can understand this whole story. But so whatever the balance is, I usually split it into two, and then they will pay one payment, usually 3 months before the wedding, and then the balance is like a week before the wedding. Well, in this case, she was getting married really soon, but I still, if it's like a last minute bride, I still try to be reasonable with them, because not everybody have it. Not everybody have it to just spend all at once. So if I do decide to take you, even though it's last minute, I would still say, okay, pay the $150 deposit, and then I'll give you maybe like a week or two to come up with your first payment, and then of course the balance will still due a week in advance. So she said, okay. It took her a couple days to like read over the agreement, because I usually have them sign an agreement. So it took her a couple days to read over the agreement. Now this is a couple days before the 31st. So she read over the agreement. She ended up signing the agreement, and then I sent her over an invoice for the $150 deposit. The payment wasn't going to be due until like 2 weeks later, right? But it's the 31st. My rent is due the next day, okay? So I remember sitting on my couch, hanging out with my friend, and also, you guys, I'm very spiritual, so I do want y'all to understand a little bit about me. I get a lot of synchronicities. I see a lot of numbers and things like this. So when I receive messages from the universe or from God, I usually will see like some numbers. So it could be 1010, 111, whatever the case may be. And so this is very funny. I remember it's the 31st. And it is 10:10 at night. Exactly, 10:10 at night. And I received a text at 10:10 at night with her asking me, she asked me to send over the balance, the whole balance for the whole entire hairstyle. And it was like $1,500. Now my rent is $1,400. And so I just remember receiving that text, And I was so grateful. I was so grateful, but I just, it was almost like I knew, I knew that God would take care of me, because I am not just sitting here on my butt, just not doing anything. I'm not sitting here just being lazy. I'm not in Atlanta just expecting things to be given to me. I work really hard, for everything that I have earned. I pray, I meditate every single day. And I vow to, no matter what happens in my life, I just vow to trust God. I just vowed that. I vowed that to myself, because that's what I have. When you are going through something, or when you are stepping out on faith and you're stepping into the unknown, that's spiritual in itself. You're literally forced to trust God, because you don't know what's going to happen, and you can't try to control anything. Like, it would drive you crazy, or you'll be forced to go back to where you came from. And so I just wanted to tell y'all that story, because I really feel like this is encouraging. Like, I really feel like it can encourage someone to just trust God. Like, seriously, you guys, like, when you really make that decision to surrender and just believe that everything is going to be okay, it really will. But if you believe it's not, and you have that doubt in your mind, then that's when you get chaos. And even, we all get chaos regardless. We're all going to get challenges. But I think when you doubt, it makes you go back. It makes you go back and just settle for the life that you really was never happy in, But if you want more, you want better, you want to evolve, you have to be willing to step out on faith. You have to be willing to trust God no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And I'm telling you guys, in every aspect of my life right now, I am going through challenges. And I have been going through challenges, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I do. I see it, and that's why I'm making these videos, because I want y'all to walk through this journey with me. I want y'all to see it yourselves, so that y'all can truly believe just like I believe. Okay, so that's my video. That's my story for today. I hope that was encouraging for someone. Please like, comment. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I promise you won't be disappointed, because I'm committed to this journey, and I really want to inspire others to, live their dreams, I really, truly want that. And so this is encouraging me to keep going, and I want to encourage y'all to keep going as well. All right, peace.